Hey guys, and welcome back to Miss Carasolis's classroom. Today we're going to be going into polynomials. We are starting unit 8, and yeah, let's get into it. So first thing, what is a polynomial? It is a math expression with a single term or terms that are connected by addition or subtraction. Exponents must be whole rational numbers. So what does that mean? Let's look at some different terms here. Okay, so this first one, 4, it would have an exponent of +1. Remember invisible exponents? So that means it is a polynomial. Next one, x squared, that exponent is a 2, so that is a rational number. Good to go. This one, I have to look at all three. So 4, 2, and then that 5 would have an exponent of 1. Those are all rational numbers, so we're good to go. This next one, x to the power of 1/2, that is not a whole rational number. So that does not count. And then last one, if I were to change this square root of 3 to the x, that would be 3x to the power of 1/2. So that is also not a polynomial, okay? So that's your first lesson. Identify polynomials from non-polynomials. So next, how do we name a polynomial? So make sure it's in standard form. What is standard form? So if we were given a polynomial, we have 2 steps that we have to do to make sure it is in standard form. First, alphabetical order always. Next, highest degree. What's a degree? It's an exponent. So letters first, then numbers, okay? So if I'm looking at this, x first, then y. Notice in the middle, I have xy. That's because the xy being connected through multiplication, that x supersedes y squared. So then I would have to put xy first, okay? So right here, these are my only x's. So 4x squared would go first, then 5x. Next, I only have one xy, so that just goes in the middle. And then next, I have one y, which is y squared, so it would go next. And then last, I have my constant. Constants always get thrown to the end. So count the amount of terms, then name the polynomial using your chart. What chart? The chart we're about to make. So this has 5 terms, so let's figure out how to name that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's look at this chart. You need to write this down. I definitely would have this handy whenever we're doing this. Honestly, it's pretty easy to memorize, so you'll probably get the hang of it later. But okay, so the first one, if we have one term, that would be a monomial. So look at my examples. I have the number 4, that's a monomial. I have 3x to the power of 25. That's also a monomial. What about 2 terms? Binomial, like bicycle, 2 wheels. So 2x plus 4, 5y minus 8. Those are binomials because they're 2 terms connected with addition or subtraction. Next one, I have a trinomial, triangle, 3 sides, tricycle, 3 wheels. Trinomial, which is 3. So 3x squared minus 5x plus 4. Now, the question that I often get is, well, what if I have 4x4 plus 5x squared plus 2? Like I don't have every single x squared, x cubed like that in order. That's okay. You're looking at the term itself. So how many terms are in there, not the degrees, okay? So anything more than 4 or more is a polynomial. So like that last problem, which I had on the last slide, that would be a polynomial because it had 5 terms. Right here we have 4z4, 5z3, 3z squared, 7z, and 8. So that is 5. So that would just be a polynomial. Okay. So the first example was a polynomial, like I said. Okay, so next let's get into naming this. Or no, this would be a trinomial. But I don't want to name it. I want to actually tell the degree and the leading coefficient. So first off, the degree is my exponent. So when I'm talking about, well, what is the degree of this polynomial? I just want the highest exponent. And then leading coefficient is the first number attached to the first variable. Remember, if I have x by itself, what goes in front? A 1. So you need to remember those rules. So this one would have a degree of 3 because my highest exponent is 3, and my leading coefficient is 6. And that would be that. Okay, so next we have adding polynomials and then subtracting polynomials. This is actually pretty easy. It should be pretty easy for you guys because we've already done this. So we're in the clear, but I'm still gonna do an example just to make sure you're ready. Okay, so 4x plus 6 plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2. Always look at what's between those parentheses, because if there's nothing, it's multiplication. A plus sign, addition. A minus sign, subtraction, okay? So I'm looking, I have a plus. What does that tell me? That tells me that I can automatically drop the parentheses. I have nothing to distribute. So just go ahead and drop those parentheses. Rewrite it. Okay, so now what are we gonna do? Easy, combine like terms and rewrite in standard form. What is standard form? The alphabetical and then highest degree. Okay, so 5x squared would go first. I have no other x squares. Next, I have 4x and negative 7x combined to give me a negative 3x. And then I have 6 and I have 2, which combine to give me 8. Okay, so what would this be? Trinomial. What degree is it? 2. What is my leading coefficient? 5. Those are the key pieces of information you need. So trinomial, second degree or degree of 2, and the leading coefficient is a 5, okay? Right now in Algebra 1, that doesn't, like, it's just more of you being able to find the information. Once you get into Algebra 2, you'll actually be using the amount of degrees for your graphing and the leading coefficient to tell you, to help determine different turns and points and things of this nature. Right now in Algebra 1, we're really just, what is it? Degree, leading coefficient, and that's it, okay? So again, 5x squared minus 3x plus 8. It's already in standard form. Subtracting polynomials. This is where we get a little confused, but you guys can do this, okay? We've been doing it all year. So what is between my parentheses? A minus sign. So what goes after that minus sign? A 1. So what do we do first? We drop parentheses by getting rid of the minus sign. So what does that mean? That means to distribute. Okay, so we're gonna put a 1 and we're going to distribute this to everything in the parentheses. So negative 1 times 4x 6, negative 1 times 7y 3, negative 1 times 2x, negative 1 times negative 7. Notice I did not do negative 1 times 3x and negative 1 times 8. It only goes to anything after, not anything in front. So then notice I dropped my parentheses on that first one because I don't need them. There's nothing in front. So 3x plus 8 minus 4x6 minus 7y cubed minus 2x plus 7. Combine like terms. Once I combine like terms, negative 4x6 minus 7y3 plus 1x plus 15. Okay, so what's the name? Polynomial. It has 4 terms. Degree, 6, 6th degree. Leading coefficient would be negative 4 because the sign always stays with the number. They're partners. They like each other. Best friends. Okay? And that's it. So get on today's assignment. I think y'all will do great. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.